I don't know why I do the things I do sometimes.
This is already starting out great.
I had a sandwich today, and I wanted just a little something more. And I'm looking around, and there's a bag of ranch Doritos in the cabinet. And I opened that thing up.
I love those things.
And now I feel like shit. I just started shoving them in.
You can't just eat just one. That's the problem.
I feel like shit, but I don't feel as bad as that scumbag Fauci because, I didn't kill 1 million people.
The Doritos are just trying to kill you.
So I got that going for me on the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast.
Here we are, Dano. That new StreamYard shit's pissing me off. I don't understand it.
Well,
but we're here.
You'll figure it out
one of these days.
That first drink of beer made me feel a little bit better.
Oh, see, it's the nectar of the gods. That's what it is.
But it's just one of those things. I had a sandwich. The Summit Meats makes a great. They should sponsor.
Amazing.
Our podcast.
They are amazing.
This portion of the podcast brought to you by Summit Meats for all your dining and catering needs.
For all your meat needs.
So go see our buddy Germ. Tell him the One More I'm Out of Here podcast.
Exactly.
But they make a great chicken salad down there.
Ooh.
So I got home from running a bunch of errands today, had that chicken salad sandwich, and I thought, I just want a little something extra. Then I opened that bag of Doritos, man. That was bad move.
Bad news.
Oh, God.
Did you lay on the couch and take a nap?
I did not. I had some more errands to run after I got done with that.
That might have helped.
And I was doing show prep. I'm doing show prep for the podcast, and I'm eating Doritos.
Eating like shit. Hey, we got this is it's floating all over the internet, but there was a different video camera in the Fauci Senate chambers, and I found it amusing.
Be the fifth. Be the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, 5. Go ahead, ask me a question. You 5.
The original one with Dave Chappelle in it.
Oh, hilarious!
Oh my God!
How does he spell it? Fifth, F-I-F, fifth.
Well, I mean it went pretty much as we were expecting.
We called it, yeah. We called it,
which not hard to do, obviously, but I wasn't sure, and I looked further into it once we got done after the last podcast because I wasn't sure if he could do that.
Because of the pardon?
Yeah.
There's a debate going on about that right now, about whether or not he can stand on the Fifth Amendment after he's been pardoned.
Right.
I heard it explained one way was that if someone pardons you, you don't have to accept it. If you accept a pardon, that is an admission of guilt. You're saying, okay, I accept your pardon for what I did.
As you would say to my way of thinking, I agree with that.
Yeah. So you are admitting to whatever it is you did. You're acknowledging I did something that is worthy of a pardon, and therefore I accept your pardon. There have been some cases in history where individuals have not accepted a pardon because they consider themselves to be not guilty or didn't do whatever they're being pardoned for.
Right.
So it's an ongoing debate, and I think it's going to be an interesting debate about whether or not Fauci was within his rights to invoke the Fifth Amendment
JH
and not testify.
JH said he heard that he had asked for the pardon, but
I think he did ask for the pardon.
I'm sure he did.
And then, lo and behold, a few hours before or minutes before the Biden administration was over, the auto pen
just started cracking them out.
The auto pen got the signal, and and voila, you've got a pardon for Dr. Mengele Fauci.
How much of that did you watch?
I had it on pretty much the whole time, but the thing is, once you plead the Fifth, you can't, and like Josh Hawley asking, what color is your tie? What color is the carpet? You can't answer anything.
Yeah.
You can't decide to answer some questions and not others. So
that guy, Josh Hawley, is an absolute bulldog. I didn't realize, and we're going to play the clip, I didn't realize Moreno was as big a bulldog as he is.
Well, Bernie Moreno, Bernie Moreno is right. And we've got some videos that we're going to share with you during the course of the podcast today that are reminders of the kind of tyranny that we were living under, largely because of what Fauci did.
Yeah.
And and for what purpose? What purpose other than his own self-aggrandizement, his own personal financial enrichment, and his own view of his own ego?
I didn't realize he was using all his employees and shit to get all these fucking awards.
Yeah.
I was not. I knew he was.
That in and of itself should be a huge scandal.
Yeah.
You can't have government employees on government time filling out, and I can only imagine the kind of how complex those forms are you got to fill out for those cash prizes. But he's taking the money for himself.
I didn't even know that was such a thing.
Yeah.
Cash prizes for what? Like just
know.
being you.
I guess
I'm going to put you in for a major award.
In that realm, they give themselves prizes all the time.
Oh, sure.
From what I understand.
So I'm going to play this Moreno clip. This was just absolutely awesome.
Yeah. Bernie Moreno. He's our guy from Ohio. Do not elect Sherrod Brown.
You were for doing that. Your advice to communities like that, to idiotic politicians who enforce those rules, arrested that mom for watching a football game with her own family outside. When that story broke, I said to myself, I cannot stand idly on the side and watch this happen. It was about 6 years ago today that I decided I'm going to give up my businesses, sell them all, run for office, run for the United States Senate. Here I am sitting in front of you 6 years later saying, who the fuck do you think you were for doing that?
Amazing.
It is a total disgrace what you did to this country. And if my Democrat colleagues are standing there defending you, I hope the voters of the United States of America watch the clips of every one of you doting on a guy who was more interested in being a celebrity than saving American people. I will make it my mission to make certain that every single one of those Democrats who did that will see that clip over and over and over again. Because there is no defense of what you did. You may have had a 50-plus year legacy of public service, but it ends in total and complete disgrace.
That's so fucking true.
Yeah, Bernie Moreno was great, and thank God for the New York Post, because they just had some great stuff in the New York Post the day after the Fauci hearing, and they've got an extensive article in there about the body language that was being exhibited by Fauci during the hearing. And they write, Dr. Anthony Fauci's demeanor gave off signals of deception during the Senate Homeland Security Committee hearing, a renowned body language expert told the Post. When he was asked poignant questions, his nervous system took over, and he became flushed. His breathing changed, hunched over, paler, squirmed around, blinked a lot, licked his lips. all signals of deception, said Dr. Lillian Glass, who is based out of Florida. She said Fauci's body language changed significantly at certain points of the hearing, shifting from confident to arrogant to guarded and weak. During Josh Hawley's questioning, Fauci's shoulders rose again. He squirmed visibly. His face became red. His voice was weaker, sounded increasingly shaky. He appeared emotionally strained and at moments looked as though he might cry. Hawley's a former state attorney general in Missouri. He accused Fauci of using taxpayer resources to pursue cash prizes for himself, including coveted recognition like the Dan David Award, the Adelson Prize, and awards from the Smithsonian. The Missouri Republican also trolled and taunted Fauci over his decision to plead the fifth, peppering him with questions like asking about his tie, the color of the carpet, which the former White House COVID czar declined to answer. At one point, Hawley cited Supreme Court precedent to argue that Fauci doesn't have any rights under the Fifth Amendment because you have been pardoned. So again, there's that debate that was creeping up during the hearing about whether or not Fauci had the right to plead the fifth. They talk about his most famous clash came with Senator Bernie Moreno of Ohio, who it says here dropped multiple F-bombs. I only heard one.
That's the only clip that I heard. But
yeah, I watched that live. It was happening, and it was a little bit of a shocker when he dropped the F-bomb. During Moreno's questioning, Fauci's face became flushed and red. He looked downward, appeared unable or unwilling to look directly at the people behind him, swallowed hard, continued to manipulate his pen, and squirmed more noticeably in his chair. His breathing appeared heavier, she observed. His voice became much softer and weaker. By this point, he sounded meek and increasingly difficult to hear. This Dr. Glass has been an expert witness in federal and state courts on behavioral analysis and touts over 4 decades of experience. So I think that it was great that they have this body language expert on there.
I was wondering if somebody was going to do that.
Remember how Bill O'Reilly that was a regular segment on the O'Reilly show.
Yeah.
Real quick,
Pappas, can you hear us? See him.
I can. Can you hear me?
Mistake.
Can you hear me?
We can't hear you.
Hello.
All right.
Oh, damn. God damn it.
I saw him messing with it. Go out and come back in.
Go out and come back in.
No.
Sometimes that worked.
All right.
No.
He's shaking his head. Does that mean he can hear us or can't hear us? Hey, just get a pad of paper and a marker and write stuff down and hold it up to the camera, and then we can hear what you're saying.
Fucking hate that.
He's got one of his.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Yeah,
Hold on.
He does.
Wait.
He does.
How's that?
That's
How's
funny,
that?
though. But yeah, I was
That
curious whether they were going to do have somebody have a body expert, because you could. I mean, even a layman person could see that. And the way Moreno was fucking going after him, it was like he was yelling at him like he was a fucking toddler.
Can you hear me now?
And he had the look of a fucking toddler.
Can you hear me now?
And all the, to my way of thinking, all the evidence is out there. Everything that he did, the diary, I think fills in a lot of the blanks for people. And this guy, it is literally one of the biggest scandals, if not the biggest scandal in American history. And I think about all the things that are attached to this. And one of the big things is when you look at all the financial fraud that went on during the course of the Wuhan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all these people, they were just they couldn't shovel money out the door fast enough. And you look at all these different businesses that claimed that they needed money for X, Y, and Z and keep employees and all this kind of stuff. And there were so many of them that did it fraudulently. So you look at all that fraud that was going on. You look at the damage that it did to the kids in the education system. You look at the way that our constitutional rights were trampled upon. You look at the overreach by the government in terms of telling social media companies what they could and what they could not post. And then you had doctors out there who were telling the truth about what their experience was, and when they were using hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin, and how these doctors were victimized by the government because they dared speak the truth. They dared say something that was different from the government-approved orthodoxy of that time. What is that? I mean, if that's not communism, I don't know what is. When you have the government telling you what you can and cannot say. And play the video that I sent you of that one doctor. And I remember this early on.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, this woman right here. And my computer's not working, so you're gonna have. I forget her. Yeah, that's
Dr. Stella Amanda.
Yeah. So she came out, and this was early on during the Wuhan, and she was talking about she was talking about hydroxychloroquine, and she makes. And I remember when she came out, and I'm thinking, well, why am I not seeing her? I mean, she's talking about she treated all these patients. And I'm thinking, why am I not seeing her on these idiotic daily press conferences they have? And Mike Pence is 15 days to stop the spread and all that.
Yeah.
Why? I'm like, here's a woman who is dealing with these patients, and by her own admission, having unbelievable success, and yet they shut her down. And listen to her.
I'm here because I have personally treated over 350 patients with COVID. Patients that have diabetes, patients that have high blood pressure, patients that have asthma, old people. I think my oldest patient is 92, 87-year-olds. And the result has been the same. I put them on hydroxychloroquine, I put them on zinc, I put them on Zitromax, and they are all well. For the past few months, I've taken care of over 350 patients. We've not lost one. Not a diabetic, not somebody with high blood pressure, not somebody with asthma, not an old person. We've not lost one patient. And on top of that, I've put myself, my staff, and many doctors that I know on hydroxychloroquine for prevention, because by the very mechanism of action, it works early and as a prophylaxis. We see patients, 10 to 15 COVID patients every day. We used to this method.
So hydroxychloroquine is a drug that has been around, I want to say, since the 1920s, but it's been around. My point is, it's a drug that's been around for a long, long time. People have taken it. They've used it for different ailments and for different indications. And people have been taking it perfectly safe. And all we heard about was, side effects. You got bad side effects with the hydroxychloroquine. Can't take that. Can't let doctors prescribe that. Can't let doctors talk about that. And so they silenced her. And I was wondering today, I have not heard of her since that day when she came out and gave that press conference. And the media ignored her after that.
Yeah.
Completely ignored her. She's talking
like
about
she fell off the
300
planet.
patients.
Yeah.
300 patients, and she only had one death from the Wuhan. And so put her website up there. And I think she's, I don't know what she is doing now, but she's got a website.
Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah.
Or no, I mean, that's her Twitter.
Yeah. And so, she's got a website, and she's I saw some videos that she's doing, selling some stuff or whatever she's doing right now. But I would say, if you can, look her up and support her. And I'm going to try and get her on my show, because I'll bet she's got an unbelievably interesting story.
Oh, I'm sure. Pappas, I'm not sure what's going on with StreamYard, buddy. I had the same issue with Candace and James the other night, so I'm going to have to put in a support ticket and find out, because I don't know what's going on. And I'm trying to find my little phone cord. I was just going to call you on the phone, but I can't find it.
All right. I'll watch.
I was going to ask him if he got his delivery of his new device.
I'll watch, and
Andrew,
I'll comment later.
It's a new smart toilet seat that can tell while you're sitting on it whether or not you have heart issues. So next time you take a crap, you can get one of these toilet seats, and then you you can check the readouts after you've done your business on there and find out if your exercise regimen is paying off.
You would find something like that. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on with this. It's frustrating.
It says right here it's a game changer for an estimated 21.1 million American adults.
I know it's weird. Everybody in the chats can hear, and we can't hear anything.
How about that?
So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll get to the bottom of it.
Why does look? I guess I appreciate StreamYard for what they do, but if we have a setup that's working,
Yes.
why do we have to change it? Why do we have to put new whiz bang, greater features, whatever in there? Because it's fucking us up.
Well, then they don't tell you. They don't tell you when they change it. Like you don't get a notification. Hey, we've added this to the suite. You can now whatever. It's there.
Yeah, more options usually means more things that can get fucked up.
Yeah.
At least that's how I.
But
see
it's weird they can hear them and we can't. It's frustrating because it's the exact same thing happened the other day. But we weren't even live yet. But we couldn't even get in. So,
Yeah.
Oh well, we will figure it out.
Let me see. I can call him and put him on the phone.
You can do that.
You want to do that? Oh, well, let me call him. I wonder if he'll answer his phone
I don't know where
if I call him right now.
I cleaned a bunch of shit up.
I
and
know.
then,
Well, maybe I'll just hold it up to the microphone. Let's see here. I'll look him up. Let's see.
we're kicking it old school, Dan.
I know. We have this. This would be really old school. What? Wait a minute. Which end of the speaker?
Speaker.
Pappas. I think it went to his voicemail.
Yeah, antiquated phone.
Let me see. It's not. It's an
I'm
iPhone.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Let's see here. Where's the speaker at on this? Is it down here? Or is it right there? Can you hear that? Yeah. Let's see.
He's mad at me probably.
I wonder if he'll answer his phone. He's got his phone. He always has his phone.
Hi, you've reached Andrew Pappas. I'm not here right now. I will
God's sake.
return your
For
call.
God's
Answer your phone.
For God's sakes.
Now I got to text him.
Oh well, we'll drop back and punt and fix it.
Oh, here
fix
he
it
goes.
another
Now
way.
he's calling me. You're on the air, caller.
Yeah, I was wondering, am I caller number 32?
Did you hear what we said about the toilet seat that can diagnose your heart ailments while you're taking a dump?
I prefer the term number 2, if you don't mind.
It actually sounds like he's doing it now.
He might be.
Hey, man, I don't know what was going on with StreamYard, but it was really choppy, so I just went ahead and bailed. And, it is what it is. But let me just, before I get off, let me just say this.
Oh, we told you while you're getting off. Okay.
Well, no, but I mean, because it's hard to do about the podcast like this. But let me say this. For everybody that's listening, and Dan recapped, I remember that woman actually, and they excoriated her. And I mean, it's almost like when I think back, because I had a business, all right? I had a business that was open during COVID. We were deemed, what was the word? I can't remember.
Essential.
It was, that's right. We were deemed essential. And then I had to fight every asshole liberal that would come into my business that was well over 110 degrees inside, and they'd go, Mr. Pampas's business doesn't have, they're not wearing masks. And doesn't have marks on the floor for the 6 feet of separation. And I just don't feel comfortable. And and out trotted, let me say this. That was just my little business because I was a conservative Republican. So every troll Democrat with liberal freak, every mask hole, a great name that should be coined forever, would come in and just absolutely blow a gasket that we weren't wearing masks. I'm sorry. It's 120 degrees in a dry cleaner. And the last thing I want to do is throw a goddamn face diaper on my face and warm my face up a little bit more. But, if I had a grill like half of you liberal trolls, I'd wear a mask 24/7, anything to cover up that fugly mug of yours. But, at the end of the day, I remember what they did during COVID. I will never forget what they did during COVID. And Dan brought back some memories. And I almost feel like, now I'm not, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not demeaning actual PTSD, which is a very serious issue. But I feel like a large portion of the population wants to just completely and utterly forget about the horrors, and I do mean horrors, that the liberals put us through during COVID, aided and abetted by a willing media that would try your business's name out there and dox you because you dare not bow to Dr. Anthony Fauci's mandates, which turned out to be pulled out of Dr. Anthony Fauci's sphincter. So at the end of the day, watching him plead the fifth 111 times, and this is a question for the legalese scholars out there, does that mean, and Dan, maybe you can find this out, does that mean he can be charged with contempt of Congress 111 times? Is that a charge for every time he refused to answer a question? Because that could add up to some serious time. Each charge, a contempt of Congress charge, carries with it, I believe, a minimum sentence of a year. I could be wrong, or up to a year.
I think Rand Paul is researching that right now.
So theoretically, if he did it 111 times and you can bring up a charge, he could be looking at 111 years in prison. But more specifically, let me say this, and this will be it. I'll let you guys continue on. Dr. Anthony Fauci's legacy lays in tatters on the floor of the hearing room. And there's not one person worth their salt that can look at that testimony, look at him, and make the claim that, you know what, we've wronged a great human being that's just out there to serve the people. His diary, any dope, and I mean dope with a capital D, that writes his diary on a government server, and then it's like, well, you're
what an idiot.
wonders. And then people are like, you're invading his privacy, releasing his diary. Hey, dude,
I don't think so.
No, that's not his property. That's our property because he wrote it on a government server. So it's our property, and he's the dumbass that did it. Your Lord and Savior, Dr. Anthony Fauci, who I might add, has abnormally small features, including his hands and feet. I will say, I hope he goes. I do hope he goes to jail. I don't think he will. I do hope he's slapped with whatever they can slap him with. I don't think they will. And I will say that every Democrat that stood up there and defended him, whether it was at the hearing or during his tenure, deserves a very special place in a very hot place. And that's all I'll say about it.
Well, Andrew, before you go, I find it amusing of how quiet it is after the fact. You're not hearing much chatter in defense, but while they're researching all this stuff to find out what they can do, and I cannot remember the senator's name, but he was talking about, he was holding a stack of papers saying, you were saying there was no proof that hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin work. He goes, I'm holding proof now, and he goes, I'm actually working on your subpoena for next month. So you'll be getting that in the mail here very shortly.
And what do you think his hourly fee that he was paying for not one, not two, not four, but 6 high-powered attorneys to be sitting there at his table behind him? And that had to cost some serious coin.
Lauren Ingram said those lawyers were getting between $3,000 and $3,500 an hour.
I believe
$3,500 an hour each.
Oh, yeah.
Look, he can afford it. He's a rich guy.
Well, what happened?
He's worth over $12 million.
What happened to his press conference in 22 where he said that he would go in front of Congress, he had nothing to hide, and he would tell them everything they wanted to know?
Not only does this turn, listen, let's be fair. This began under Donald Trump because Fauci was under Donald Trump initially.
Mm-hmm.
And, I have great angst about that. We should have known he was an asshole.
Yeah, but read the diaries. He was working to deceive Trump and those in the Trump administration. Who would have called him out if they had known the truth.
The diaries speak volumes to the man's character and lack thereof, and the fact that he was deceitful to the American public, and he should be held in the greatest disregard. And I think he will go down in the annals of history as an asshole. And I hope that this farce, this ploy, as Dan has called it from day one, the Wuhan, and he's correct. I hope it goes down in history that Anthony Fauci is remembered with disdain, and when you say his name, you spit 3 times and take a dump. There, I've said it.
But hey, Andrew, just to make you feel better, Brody heard your voice, your lovely, sultry voice on the phone, and he's barking. He misses you.
Well, that dog misses manhood, and I know that he's searching for a male figure in his life. And Jason, it's time you stepped up and carried that ball, son.
All right, Pappas. He's hanging up on you. Goodbye. All right.
I was going to be like, hey, Pappas, what's this sound like? Click. Well, I'm glad he answered.
All right, there you go. So at least
I did find it funny. The dog came running down.
At least we got to hear
Pappas's
from him
voice.
today. So he was there. But no, he's right. And to my way of thinking, the reckoning for Fauci is going to come in the next life. He's not going to be dealt with in this life, apparently. And so he's got to look at himself in the mirror every day. And he knows deep down in his heart what he did.
But the thing is
and all,
I don't think he cares.
Amendment. Well, maybe he doesn't.
It just doesn't appear that he cares, but obviously he's not going to say anything. But to sit there and just, like you said, the body language and seeing his face, like he doesn't give a shit. At this point, he's just trying to save his own ass.
Well, he's a dirtbag. I mean, he really is.
I got this one's real quick. I got this other clip of fucking Bernie Moreno in the fucking elevator. It's awesome.
Okay.
Senator Moreno, why do you suspect Fauci's pleading the fifth after testifying 200 plus times before?
Because he's a piece of shit.
Oh, thank
What did he say?
Because he's a piece of shit.
And think about it. The guy was on TV morning, noon, and night.
Yeah.
He talks in his diaries about how he didn't want to go on Fox News. He didn't want to go on the Laura Ingraham show. He didn't want to be asked tough questions by the people at Fox News. He would have much rather done CNN or the Jake Tapper show or MSNBC, because it was going to be one softball after another, and he wasn't going to be challenged by anything.
How funny is it? How funny is it now after living through that, and everybody having to deal with the sacrifices or whatever, or the misfortune of losing somebody, that when whatever the latest one that was supposedly coming out, I can't remember what the name of it was. Just a couple months ago, or like 6 months ago, that virus that was coming out.
It's not going to work again.
Nobody gave a fuck, and then all of a sudden, you never heard another word about it. Everybody was kind of revolting against it, and then you never heard another fucking word.
So let's say, and I think Andrew brought up a good point about his business and the way people attacked his business, and I talked earlier about the communism that we were living. I'll play Chuck Todd next, but
okay. I wasn't sure which
this is a great video that is a look back at the taste of communism that we had, that Andrew talked about, and I think we need to be reminded of this from time to time, so we know exactly how bad things really were. Hit it.
Trump wrote on Twitter, "Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life." Don't let it dominate your life?
In terms of responding to a comment like that, it's gross.
It's okay to be afraid of COVID, and it's okay that it's dominating your life.
Everyone should be afraid of COVID.
You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
I can't come in, Mom. It's because of this flu thing.
We won't be free of this pandemic until we listen to the acknowledged truth. Listen to the scientists.
Science is truth.
Science is truth.
What is the impact to public health when people are openly questioning the science?
Now is the time to do what you're told.
By not hearing the truth, by not listening to the scientists, they are prolonging how bad the economy will be.
When I see somebody out in the world who's not wearing a mask, I instantly think you are a threat, or you are selfish, or you are a COVID denier, and you definitely haven't been vaccinated.
You don't wear a mask in the house.
What does this have?
Are you vaccinated?
I am triple vaccinated.
So why are you wearing the mask?
Seek out the scientists and listen to their advice.
Listen to scientists. Listen to the scientists.
Trust the experts.
We're going to trust science. We're going to trust the experts.
Parents who say, well, I need to do my own research, makes you think of that cartoon I saw of the tombstone that said, I did my own research.
Republicans have given their voters license to believe whatever they want to believe.
Heard somebody saying, listen to the scientists. Do that.
Let's listen to the scientists.
That phrase, do your own research, it's popping up a lot in conversations about coronavirus and about COVID vaccines. Doing your own research, it seems so innocent, but it can have serious consequences. Renee, what are the roots of this phrase? I feel like I used to hear it around QAnon craziness.
Tase somebody over a mask. Tasing this lady over not wearing a damn mask.
If some jerk exposed my mother to COVID because they didn't want to wear a mask, I would want to kill them.
We can watch the experts, but we shouldn't be listening to Trump, a non-medical professional.
Well, the answer is listen to Bill Gates. Bill's right about a lot of things, and he's a steep learning curve in global health.
And we're really seeing just how important it is to follow science.
Yes, exactly. And we need to listen to scientists.
The idea that people are questioning the science behind the vaccine.
The science checks out. Even if you don't believe in the science, you think you're tough enough and you're healthy enough and you're young enough. The scientists were right all along. Eventually, the science catches up with you.
Are we doing more harm than good by questioning the science behind J&J?
Trust that vaccine.
Trust the experts.
Listen to the medical experts.
Trust the experts. If you don't understand the science, you don't know what you're fighting.
Just let the experts speak. So maybe you should just shut up right now.
You don't want to take advice from your golf buddy or from your aunt. You want to listen to the scientists.
And we all stop saying, I need to do my own research.
You see the ultimate effects of what happens when you don't listen to the scientists.
This isn't about being scared. This is about scaring us straight.
Science, science, and science. Only listen to the scientist.
If we follow the science, imagine, instead of staying locked up in their rooms, they're able to hug their grandchildren. This isn't about freedom. It's about freedom for your neighbors.
You can give each other a hug as long as everyone is fully vaccinated.
Listen to the scientists like the rest of us.
We have to listen to the scientists.
We'll listen to the scientists.
Every scientist, every expert, listen to the experts.
So
you want to talk about fucking propaganda? Jesus.
I think that is a great example of how willingly the media went along being spoon-fed all this stuff from this propaganda machine that cropped up around this whole thing. And the whole time they're reinforcing this notion that you have to do. I mean, you saw the clip in there with Fauci. He said, now is the time to do what you're told. Do what you're told. That's communism.
How can you have any?
We had our share of communism right there.
Yeah.
During the Wuhan. And that was on TV. I mean, I would watch entire newscasts, and from start to finish, the newscast would be about Wuhan this, Wuhan that, Wuhan. If you watch even local newscasts, so you get an hour and a half of straight Wuhan news from 7 until 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, and then every day you remember the fucking numbers.
CNN.
It was like football stats on the side of the screen every day. You see, 30, 300,000 infected, 2.4 million.
Got to hear about the new infections every day and all that bullshit. People dying with COVID. We talked about that last time around. But that is what. And again, we have the DSA, the Democrat Socialists of America, who want to do away with borders. They want to do away with prisons. They want to do away with policing. They want to do away with ICE. They want to have complete and total anarchy, but of course they want to be in charge of it all. And Tyrus made a great point on the Gutfeld show the other night when he talked about all this stuff that Fauci did has really given rise to the Communist Party and the strength that the communists have in our country today.
Cincy. So why does Trump get a free pass when it all started under his watch? He praised Fauci too. I don't know.
Sure he did. We already talked about that.
Yeah.
But Fauci was
the expert.
Actively deceiving him.
Yes.
And again, this was Trump's first term. This was, I think, some of his naivete and inexperience showing through as to the ways of Washington, D.C.
Well, and also he was listening to the expert.
I mean, think about it. When you have a situation like this and you're being told, my God, we could have, and look, since he 513, let's be honest about this. When this whole thing started, we are being told that here in America, we could experience between 20 and 22 million dead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The actual number was closer to 1 million.
Yeah.
So you want to give Trump some credit? Why don't you give Trump credit for saving 20 plus million lives for what he did? So don't sit there and act as if Trump did nothing. Trump was doing, again, he was following the science, taking the best advice that he was getting, while him, and not just Fauci, but the other one too, the female doctor who wore the scarves all the time.
Oh, I can't remember her name.
They were, and there's emails that show this of these two talking back and forth about how they don't want Trump to see certain things. So they don't want Trump to catch on to certain things, or, how they're going to advise him. They're saying, well, he's asking questions about ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine. Why aren't we doing more with that? And what did they do? They came out and said, no, Mr. President, we can't have that. And the main reason that I believe
it hasn't been proven that it works, but then also the fucking vaccine wasn't ready either.
The main reason I believe that Fauci wasn't interested in the hydroxychloroquine is because he didn't have a financial interest in it.
Yeah,
it was a readily available drug, cheap and easy to make, and Fauci wasn't getting paid for anyone taking that drug.
Right.
His payoff came with the big, the Pfizers of the world and the AstraZenecas and Johnson & Johnson,
Moderna,
cranking out these vaccines because he had a financial incentive to get those done. So don't give me this crap. Well, it started under Trump.
Like the
It was
mask,
Trump's
like the
fault.
mask mandate, social distancing. Does he get credit for that? They started with his administration. It's because it's what he was told to fucking tell the people
Social
to do.
distancing, he pulled that out of his ass. That's one thing. During one of the interviews that he did, he actually admitted. He said
that he made it up.
Yeah, he said we sat around and we talked about, people shouldn't be, you shouldn't be up in somebody's grill. And they said, well,
the droplets on an average.
How far
go
away
6
should we
feet.
keep people? And they said, well, the 6 feet sounded like a good, sounded like a good number. Easy to remember.
Based it off an average of what they thought was a good distance to where your spit and shit wouldn't fly.
Yeah. So, look, if I was Trump, would I have done things? I would like to think I would have done things a little bit differently. But again, he had never faced anything like this. He was being lied to about how serious it was, where it came from, what was the best way to attack it. He was being lied to the entire time, and he was working on the best evidence and the best look. When you, and this goes beyond the Wuhan, when you are in a position to where you are briefing or giving advice to or recommendations to the president of the United States, you have a responsibility to the nation to do that to the best of your ability
in good
and
faith.
to be in good faith and be honest about every aspect of that. And I think of guys like James Comer, the FBI director. He was lying to Trump. He was working to undermine Trump in the first administration. And so what he should have done is, if he couldn't separate himself from the political aspect of it, and he couldn't bring himself to tell Trump the truth, which Fauci couldn't do, he should have stepped down. If he, in good conscience, And as a person with personal integrity, if you can't do that, then you have a responsibility to step aside.
Get the fuck out.
And let somebody else do it who can do that, who can give honest assessments, honest evaluations, and give the president the best information that is available, so the president is the one who can make a decision.
Yep.
And Trump was not getting that. That's why this is such, and I was talking about it before, why this is the biggest scandal in American history, because it's got so many tangents to it when you talk about all the different things that were affected by this. So for Fauci to be not giving Trump the best advice and being honest with him about everything he knew. He didn't go to Trump and said, look, I gave money to the Wuhan lab. I'm the one who was pushing for this gain of function research. I know the virus didn't come from the wet market. It came from the lab. He could have done that, but he didn't.
Right.
And so the whole thing, and then of course, once Biden got in there, well, it was smooth sailing. It was, Biden was going to start printing all the money because Trump was reluctant to close down schools, to shut down businesses. He wanted to not have government mandates come from Washington, D.C. He wanted to leave it up to the governors, state by state. I'm going to let the governors do what is best for their states. And so people like Christine Noem,
we had our own
like Ron
version.
DeSantis.
We had our own version of Fauci and fucking Acton.
Amy Acton. So
here in Ohio.
And let me and just one more thought. And I sent you this video of Chuck Todd. I mean, look at this bitch boy. And again, this is
I love it when he said that.
This is a reminder of what we were subject to every day during the Wuhan. And here's Chuck Todd.
Vaccinated. If you know someone who's not vaccinated, find a way to convince them to get vaccinated. Literally, the only people dying are the unvaccinated. And for those of you spreading misinformation, shame on you. Shame on you. People are needlessly dying because of your misinformation. Think about it. I don't know how some of you sleep at night who are doing this for a living on television. Okay.
So there's Chuck Todd.
I don't know how people sleep at night.
And he said the only people who are dying are the unvaccinated. Guess what? I never had the vaccine. I never had it. My wife was in the hospital with the Wuhan, so she had it. I was exposed to it. Never got it. Never got the vaccine. Never had any treatment. Never got tested. Never really. There was a little time there where I had a few sniffles and thought, oh, maybe I have it, but all the stuff where you can't smell, you can't taste, all that kind of. I never had any of those kind of symptoms.
Right.
So I never felt the need to get tested.
I got it.
So
I got it.
But that what he just said right there was a lie, and they lied about it. And then when Trump comes out and gives his speech the other night, well, we can't allow you to hear the president's own words because he's a liar, and you need people like us to be able to figure out what he said and then tell you what he said and what it means and what was a lie and what was the truth. And these people want to act like they're purveyors of the truth. Are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. I don't think so.
I got it when my mom was in the hospital because I couldn't go see her if I didn't have it. Work offered it, but they didn't mandate us to get it. But I feel like, and we talked about it last show, like I, in quotes, had it because I tested positive, but no symptoms whatsoever. Nothing. And to be honest with you, up to this point, I feel like I've been more sick with just other shit than I was before I fucking got it. I mean, I can't prove that, but I wasn't doing boosters or anything. I did like the initial 2 rounds, and then I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, at some point, enough is enough.
Exactly.
All right. So let's
let me close that one.
Yeah. The other big story that we had this week was out in California.
Yeah.
And you ever been in the Pacific Ocean?
I have.
It's cold.
It is cold.
It is a lot colder than the Atlantic. I know that. And the waves can be a lot bigger.
Yeah, I thought this was a cool story, and very obviously very heroic, and the cardio that this kid must fucking go through. Granted, he's 16 in a lot better shape than you and I, but the 16-year-old lifeguard saves a 10-year-old who was struggling. There was a riptide and all kinds of shit.
So it wasn't that long ago when the story came out about how much money lifeguards in California make. And
I don't know.
They're making in excess of $100,000 a year.
No shit.
For being a lifeguard. If they had to do stuff like this every day, then I'd say that's money well earned.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll roll this video real quick.
Roll the...
He's getting fucking blasted all directions.
Imagine what that rip current must be.
Oh, my God. I've been in one, but not one nearly like that. I was trying to help him, but they all wait. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. Yeah. There's other videos out there. It's just that's the first one that I grabbed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, the other angles are equally intense. And I read where that kid, I guess he told his dad. He said once I got out there and got a hold of that kid, he said I just wasn't going to let him go.
Yeah. And kudos to him.
And he knew if he lost his grip on that kid that'd probably be the end of it.
So apparently Trump is inviting him to the White House and his family,
really?
and then the kid that he saved, but he's giving him I can't remember the civilian highest civilian award. I can't remember what it's called, but he's giving him that award,
the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Probably
that'd be cool.
Yeah. So supposedly,
how about that?
Supposedly that's going to happen.
Knocking one of those down at 16
years old. I don't know. I don't know where the fuck you go from there.
I don't know.
Do you need one?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I don't know where you go.
That's a pretty high bar at 16. That's like winning the U.S. Open at 16.
You fucking go for a job interview. They're like, tell me one of your greatest achievements. Well, here, let me show you a picture.
I got some video here. Let's take a look at it.
Let me show you a picture.
Oh my God.
How awesome is that? That well deserved. Absolutely well deserved.
16 years old. So that's good. I guess maybe it's a little bit fortunate that the now how old was the kid he saved? Like 10, 12?
10.
It's probably a good thing the kid wasn't of larger stature.
Oh, that'd be bad.
Yeah, that would have been
real bad.
You know, like if it was me or you out there.
Oh shit,
needing his assistance.
Deuces
might not have the same.
I'll see you on the other side, my man. Let's hear from our sponsor real quick, and then we'll get to our dumbass of the week.
That's a good one.
Every 2 minutes, a child enters foster care in America. Behind each statistic is a face, a story, and often a heartbreaking message. It's not my fault. The Varner Foundation for Children and Families was created in 2020 to change this reality. They don't just raise awareness about the foster care crisis, they take action. When local agencies can't meet a child's need, the Varner Foundation steps in. From providing essential resources to foster families to supporting children who've experienced trauma, they're building a network of hope. Every donation, every partnership, every act of support creates ripples of healing in a child's life. These aren't just statistics, they're futures being restored. One child at a time. Visit varnerfoundation.org and be the difference in a child's life, where 100% of all donations go directly to families in need. 100%. Because every child deserves to know you matter, you're valued, and it's not your fault.
We love our friends at the Varner Foundation.
Yes, we do.
Great people. Let me pull this last video up.
All right.
I'm not sure when we're going next. Hopefully sometime here soon, but and hopefully we get Zeke Arkham next week. Hopefully.
Yeah, talk to Zeke Arkham, by the way. If you watch his podcast, we've had him on a number of times. And he's been posting a lot of great stuff on his social media lately. So I said, you got to come on and talk about this. But he's got family stuff going on right now. So he said next week he's got more free time. So he probably be able to join us next week during one of our podcasts next week.
Big Mike. It's funny. We were talking about it during during the commercial. Mr. Kiefer, as your local code enforcement officer, I want to thank you for getting your front yard under control. Due to your negligence, you'll be receiving an official warning. He called me the next.
Thank God we don't have an HOA in this neighborhood.
He called me the next day after our podcast. He was like, God, your yard looks like shit. Front yard is cut, everybody, just so you're aware. Back is not. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm figuring out my riding mower issues.
All right. Speaking of riding, Kiefer and I don't ride sports bikes. We ride baggers. And and so often when you see videos like this, it's always a dude on a bike. And this is helicopter coverage from, I believe, Los Angeles. And you got the chip there.
Dude, and that guy was riding like a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like he was on it. It says a high-speed motorcycle chase reaching 150 miles an hour near Los Angeles occurred on the 210 after the suspect allegedly shot and killed a sheriff's deputy.
Not good.
The rider led police on a dangerous run before an off-duty undercover officer in a Toyota Camry deliberately crashed into the bike, which I hadn't even read that. I just watched the video when you said it. Yeah, this shit's intense. Yeah.
This is one of those ones where I have to show it. We got to stay tight. We got to do our job. He's slowing down. Hopefully,
there it is.
Hopefully, it's going to.
Here we go.
End. But you have to remember, doesn't mean that this is any kind of safe. Right now, it looks like he's boom. That's exactly what I was talking about.
Oh my gosh.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Wow, we didn't see that coming. That really came out of nowhere as we were watching this motorcyclist. Very comfortable on the bike there.
Believe me, they're going to take that suspect. He's still moving. That is a plus. They are definitely going to take him into custody. It did look like the motorcycle did land on top of him
like that,
once he was on the ground. Now, I have to say,
but how many
you got
other
a number of
people did he
officers
put in
down
danger?
there. I can guarantee you.
You know what I mean? Like,
I can guarantee you.
Apologize for that, but clearly just a violent ending right there.
But this is one of those ones where I have to show it. We got to stay tight. We got to do our job. He's slowing down. Hopefully,
there it is.
Hopefully, it's going to.
Oh, we're sorry.
Here we go.
Sorry, our viewers.
But you have to remember, it doesn't mean that this is any kind of safe. Right now, it looks like he's boom. That's exactly what I was talking
about.
about.
Sheriff's deputies.
Okay.
Exactly what I was talking about.
Wow, we didn't see
real life consequences of dumbass actions like that. I think they may be inclined to rethink it if they want to go out and do something like that themselves. So I think in TV we sanitize far too much, and people don't have a real understanding of what's going on in the world around them. So apologizing there, say okay, it's you can recognize that it's pretty brutal stuff,
right?
But don't act like, oh my God, we're so sorry you had to see that. Oh. Get over it. Get over it.
Get over it.
Yeah.
That's the theme of the podcast. Get over it.
Get over it. And and then of course we didn't have time. We'll talk about it maybe more next time. But the people in Wisconsin who are demonstrating over that dude who stabbed a police officer. Did you see the knife? It's like an 8-inch blade.
Yeah.
stabbed the police officer. Well, they shouldn't have shot him. Well, yeah, they should have.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Probably should have shot him more than
I wanted to have Zeke comment on that because he's been posting about that too.
Well, that'll be a good one. That'll be a good one to do with him on.
I mean, if I stab a police officer with a knife, any kind of knife, and they shoot me, are you going to feel bad for me?
Nope.
You're going to say, Dano, you shouldn't have done that, man.
Dano, you're a dumbass.
Sorry you're dead, but you shouldn't. Don't go around stabbing cops.
I'll make sure I say that in your eulogy. Dano was a dumbass.
Maybe I don't want you to give my eulogy.
You're going to be dead. You're not going to have a choice.
You're going to go. Paula, Dan told me he wanted me to do the eulogy.
Excuse me. Excuse me, Pastor. I need you to step out of the way. I got a few words. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. Hope you have a great weekend. Remember, subscribe. Sorry about the technical issues with having Pappas.
If people know you're doing the eulogy, a lot of people will show up, I think.
Oh, I know they will. I would even pay them to show up if they weren't coming. We might actually have to have it down at the Red Stadium. But have a good weekend and pay attention to the Instagrams and the Facebooks, and I'll keep you posted when we're going again once we get schedules together and figure out if Pappas is going to be back in town or not.
I'll keep you posted.
Keep you posted. We love you guys.
Have a great weekend.